Hi friends, and welcome back to my channel. Well, as you know, this is my most favorite time of the year. It is the Sephora Fall Savings Event, and I have a bin full of makeup. I thought we would do a full face get ready with me of all the products that I recommend that you might want to save some money on. All right, let's just jump right in with a non-makeup item that I got at Sephora. This is the Kerastase. It's from their Chroma Absolute line. This is the Chroma Gloss. Basically, this is like an acidic bonding treatment for anyone who has color-treated, dry, damaged hair. I love this, and I didn't know I was going to. I actually saw Dana Patterson talk about this on TikTok. She has the most gorgeous hair, and she says this is her #1 favorite product of all time, so I had to try it. I am now down to like this much left, so yeah, I love it. You actually use it, the amount you use, there's like little ticks on the side so that you know how much to use. Use like 1 tick if you have like shorter, finer hair. Use 2 ticks if you have like thicker, longer hair. The directions are in the tiniest lettering ever. Basically, what you need to do is shake it up before you use it. Wash your hair, rinse out the shampoo, then shake this up, and then you are going to apply it from your mid-lengths down to your ends. And as you're applying it, you start to feel it like warm up on your hair, and it turns into like this creamy lather, like it's a conditioner. All I do is I kind of like, run it through my hair. I have a comb in the shower. I comb it through, and then I just like bring my hair on top of my head for the next 2 minutes while I'm doing other shower things, and then rinse it out. You can go in with the conditioner afterwards if you want. You don't have to. This is magical. Basically what it does is it addresses any frizziness that you have. If you have color treated hair, it helps your color like stay vibrant and last longer. And it gives you the shiniest, softest hair of all time. It uses lactic acid at 0.7% to do that. So basically it's going to strip away any buildup on your hair, but it's also going to help the cuticle lie flat and be glossy, shiny, and gorgeous. So yeah, big fan. All right, and next up, this is the Ole Henriksen Pout Preserve Peptide Lip Treatment. I have it in the Strawberry Sorbet. Yeah, I have 2. I have 1 for in the house and 1 for my purse. That's how much I love it. I'm gonna put a little bit on right now. The only time I don't use this is before bed because all of the shades have a tint to them, and I have white pillowcases, so that doesn't work, but that's fine. I got plenty of other lip balms to use for bedtime. But I just love how glossy and cushiony and nourishing it feels. It just feels amazing. The scent/flavor is not offensive. It's delightful. And overall, it just makes my lips feel like 100 times better. So if you're addicted to lip balm like I am, I'm sure you're gonna love these. And speaking of lip balms, this is kind of like your bougie lip balm from YSL. This is from their Love Shine line. This is the shade 209, which for me is the My Lips But Better shade. This is the shade my lips used to be before age came stomping across my face. That color is absolutely gorgeous. I'm obsessed with it. When I have it on, it literally looks just like my lips used to always look. It feels amazing. I don't think there's a scent. No, I mean, there's that slight YSL scent that all their lip products have, but that doesn't bother me. I'm probably just used to it. But the color and the shine and the way it feels on my lips are just everything about this, like from the glamorous packaging to the incredible formula to the beautiful shade, everything is perfection with this. All right, before I get it on my white shirt, this was not a good idea to wear a white shirt. All right, I kind of always like finish and start with my brows. My brows are kind of in the beginning stages. I did use something that is a drugstore product that I've been using, and the only thing that I've been using from Sephora lately is this Precisely My Brow Detailer shade 3.5. I love this because of that skinny, itty, bitty, teeny, weeny tip. I love this so much. So you are only supposed to wind it up the slightest amount, and you just go and fill in, and it's perfect for that. I think this is my favorite of all of the Precisely My Brow products. I think because it is so skinny, it really helps avoid you getting those like blocky brows. I think this is just one of their best products ever. And I literally have, I have 3 of them. That's how much I love it. Next up for foundations, for me this year, there were 2 clear winners just for like my skin type. First from Hourglass, this is the Veil Hydrating Skin Tint. I usually hate skin tints. I mostly don't understand them. But this one here is like the most beautiful lightweight foundation. It feels good on my face. It lasts nicely. It gives just like a nice amount of coverage, but it doesn't make me look makeup-y. I love it so much. I use it in the shade 4. I think she is so pretty. I like it for daytime use. I really haven't worn it for nighttime, but I am going out tonight, so we're going to go in with my next one. But do you see how it just blends in nicely with my skin? Sometimes skin tints, I'm like, what is the point? Like, what are you doing? Because you're not doing anything. That's not how I feel about the Hourglass one at all. I feel like, especially for those who like a more natural look, who don't like foundation, but want something more than like a tinted moisturizer, which don't even get me started on those. They're so stupid. This is what you're looking for. But because I am going out tonight, I'm going to wear my new favorite foundation from Patrick Ta. It's the Major Skin Hydrolux Luminous Skin Perfecting Foundation. I'm in the shade 10 Neutral. I've been wearing this nonstop since I've gotten it. People are all over the board on how they feel about this. Here's the thing. If you have dry, mature skin, you're going to love it. And since that's where I am in life, I love it. You know what? I really should have put my hair back before I put that on my hand. One other thing about this, I really do like to have very moisturized skin, even though it is like a very luminous type foundation. I just love the way it feels going on skin that has been recently moisturized. My skin was probably moisturized an hour and a half ago, so I just want to add a little more slip to it. In doing so, I'm able to actually use less product because it just glides across my skin really nicely. And I'm sure you're like, oh my God, but it's going to break up. Look at it, it's already running down my hand. Yeah, it's a very drippy formula, but I still just like the overall finish that I get when I go over top recently moisturized skin. All right, let's just do this. Do you see how that just spreads so effortlessly across moisturized skin? And it just looks so hydrated, dewy, natural, glamorous. Now, I do have a playlist of all of my Sephora VIB recommendation videos. I do stand behind those. So if you're looking for maybe not products that were new this year, because these are all pretty much going to be products that are new this year. If you're looking for something to see if it still holds up, I believe heavily in everything that I always put in my recommendation videos, well, my recommendation from the Sephora VIB sale. Then I will link that playlist for you in the description box below, and you can go back and look at some of my older videos, because all of those, like, it's makeup I still continue to use to this day. But if I were to put in this video everything that I recommend, like everything at Sephora, this video would be like 4 hours long. Of course, I'm always going to recommend that you get a beauty blender. Next up for me is bronzer from Too Faced. I've talked about this to you guys several times. It is the Melting Bronzing and Sculpting Stick. I have it in the shade Chocolate Mousse. Yep. It smells like milk chocolate, is delicious. But beyond that, I just think the formula is so fantastic. It glides on so nice and creamy, but even better than that, it just melts into the skin seamlessly. And please, for the love of God, take your bronzer into your hairline. Nothing screams I'm wearing makeup more than having like the whiteness of your hairline in between your bronzer and your hair. Looks crazy. This year, I think, was absolutely the year of blush, and so many came out, but I just wanted to narrow it down to 3 for you guys. First, let's start with this one from CL. This is a small makeup artist-owned brand. This happens to have an SPF of 50. Please don't ever consider your cosmetics to be your SPF, but it's nice. But beyond that, I usually don't like most cosmetics that have SPF in it. Usually makes me break out. This has not at all. This is the shade Kirsty. It is my favorite shade in the line, although the others are so, I mean, they're so lovely, they were hard to choose from. You can do this several ways. I usually don't like to go in directly on my cheeks with blush. I usually put it on the back of my hand. This one here is so creamy and easy to use that you can just pop on your dots, how many ever you like, and go ahead and blend. See how easily that blends? And that shade is just the most beautiful, like natural, neutral, everyday shade. I think it's gorgeous on every skin tone. It's stunning. But then we also had from Hourglass, this is their Unreal Liquid Blush. This is in the shade Scene. Oh my God. And this one here, you shake and just press the bottom, and all you need is 1 drop. That 1 drop does my entire face. I am going to go kind of crazy with blush because I just want you guys to see how pretty they all are. I will like work this out in the end, but you guys deserve to see how pretty these are. Here again, I usually don't go straight on my cheeks, but the formula of this is so beautiful. So this is a little pinkier than the other shade. You can see the other shade is a little more of like a natural flush, where this has a little bit of pink to it. Gorgeous, isn't it? Do you see? I only used a tiny bit. I still have plenty to do around here. And you know I always go above the eyebrows. Oh my God, it's so gorgeous. But of course, Patrick Ta always comes out with new shades to wow us. This is the shade Not Too Much. And I think this shade here is incredible for everyone. Here again, it's that natural everyday shade. And honestly, it's kind of in between both of these shades. I probably should have put it on first, but I'm going to do a little bit of the powder on the apples of my cheeks, because you literally need not too much. Tip of the nose, a little on the chin, above the eyebrows, where I love to add a little bit of blush. And actually, after I have done the powder portion of our show, I'm going to come back in with the cream over top. But before we jump to powder, I think most of us are going to agree that the concealer of the year is from Natasha Denona. This is her, what is it called? High Glam Concealer. I have it in the shade N2. One thing I will say about this, yes, it's creamy. It is like very hydrating. It lasts beautifully throughout the day. It doesn't crack. It doesn't make your eyes look dry or cakey at any point. It's really a perfect concealer. The shade range is enormous. So I really highly recommend that if you have never used this before, you probably should get shade matched in store. Definitely don't buy it online, because they take undertones seriously into consideration. So I once thought I was one shade, and it turns out I was a different undertone over and a different shade. I've been through a couple of these, and for me right now, N2 is the shade. I'm only using a little bit and a little down the center of the nose. You literally need the tiniest amount. So this year for setting powders, there were 3 that really wowed me. And of course, the most recent launch is the one from Makeup by Mario. This is the Surreal Skin Soft Blur Setting Powder. I have the shade 2 Neutral Light. But before that, Tarte came out with their Creaseless Setting Powder. They came out with several shades. Also, I got it in this pink shade. I also got it in a lavender shade for like a brightening under the eye. That'll probably be getting more use out of come wintertime. I like this because it has the little puff with it, and it has the little lid and a sifter in between. So I love the like easiness of using it. Not to mention, it is a very creaseless. It's so blurring. The set it gives is gorgeous. I love that powder so much. This powder I'm intensely in love with. It also comes in a pink version. It has many, I think it comes in 7 shades. This gives the most beautiful finish to the skin. I'm super in love with how soft and light diffusing it is. It's not shiny, it's not pearlescent, but it just gives a beautiful finish to the skin. But then of Kosas was like, hang on, hold my beer. And they came out with their cloud sets in new shades. This is the shade Candy. Again, it's a pink. I have so many pink powders. I'm like rolling in pink powders. There are so many. But this here again gives a most beautiful lightweight blur to the skin. If you ask me to choose between all 3, I can't. I just won't. So for today's purposes, I'm going to set under my eyes with the Kosas. Look at that beautiful lightweight set. All right, I will do the center of the face with the Tarte Creaseless, although it works beautiful under the eyes. But because I want you guys to see these all over my face, this is what I gotta do. This is so, oh my God, this is so pretty. Look at how smoothing and blurring that is. Who has pores? All right, and then for around the perimeter of my face, because she's being extra today, we're gonna go in with the new Makeup by Mario, Surreal, Soft, whatever. All the damn words. Now, do you need all 3 of those? Absolutely not. But if you want a pink and a white, then, I mean, maybe these 2 or maybe these 2. I'm not gonna choose for you, but I think they all give just the lightest, softest set without making your makeup look cakey or dry at all. And so now, of course, we're gonna go in with the Patrick Ta, the cream portion of the Not Too Much blush. And I'm just going to bring a little bit of life into the cheeks. Love. I'm gonna quick prime the eyes with an oldie but goodie. This is from Urban Decay. It is the Eyeshadow Primer Potion Original. I'm feeling like I just want to put this on real quickly so you can see how pretty it is. And because I can't help myself. Do you see how that is totally my lips but better? Love. All right, when it comes to eyeshadow palettes, there is no contest. There's two for me. So the first one that came out from Natasha Denona, this was the I Need a Nude palette. I have used this a ton. I use it almost every single time I do my makeup. I am terribly, hopelessly in love with this. But because I am a hardcore collector of all things Makeup by Mario, when he came out with the new, let me get the name right on this, it's the Ethereal Eyes Moonlight. Of course I was getting it. Here she is. I've only played with her a little bit. I can tell you, let me compare it to the original Ethereal Eyes for you. Yeah, she's been used a shit ton. Now, obviously, the original Ethereal Eyes is a little bit neutral warm, whereas this one is a little bit cooler. I swatched them all, and I can tell you that this shade here, that's technically, it's on the top for you, but it's on the bottom here, and this shade in the center, they're literally just about the same shade. But other than that, everything else is completely unique about these two palettes. So honestly, if you're more of a neutral warm girl, I think you would love the original Ethereal Eyes if you can still get your hands on it. However, because I had to have this, because if he's putting it out, I'm buying it. We're actually gonna do a little bit of this mixed with a little bit of the Natasha Denona, because I'm not feeling a very cool eye for tonight. And besides, I'm always mixing and matching palettes anyway. I usually like to start off the eye with this shade Fair right here, almost like setting the primer. I actually think this shade Mesh and this shade down here in the bottom are very, very close. Let's see. Nope, they're not. I don't know if you can see the difference. Mesh, the Natasha Denona one, has a little bit more of a pinky undertone. This one has a little bit more of a gray undertone. I'm going to go in with the Natasha Denona one first. Blended. Like, the money that these palettes cost are absolutely positively worth it. These are so beautiful. And then underneath it, I'm going to go in with the one from Mario, because I haven't even taken the plastic off here yet. I hate taking the plastic off. For me, once the plastic's off, I know the palette's just going to start to become dirty. All right, but anyway, I want to use this shade just underneath it for a little bit of structure in the socket, and just bringing it out to the corner ever so slightly. And I'm going to run the same Natasha shade under my lash line. I do want you to see how beautiful these shades are. These shimmer shades are just always so impressive. Oh, do you see the glitter, the pearl that those are? I'm going to a very casual event this evening, so I don't know if I want to be walking in all glitter face. I will tell you, sometimes when I do want to use one of these gorgeous glittery shades, because for the most part they have like sheer bases, you're not getting like a crazy sequin look, I will do just that over top the primed lid and nothing else, and it is beautiful. And actually the Natasha Denona has shades or formulas in here that does the exact same thing. This Delilah over here and Sheen here, and even this Mia pink shade, they all are beautiful like that too. Even Muse a little bit. I do want to warm it up a little bit, so I'm going to go with this shade Vogue. Just on the outer corner and a little bit into the crease. All right, I'm going to take this Vanilla-y shade to go right at the brow bone and a little bit in the inner corner. This white shade here, I'm just obsessed with. Let me show you. So if you can see, yeah, it's white and pearly, but in it, it has pink and purple and blue. Can you see those shades in there? Literally beyond obsessed with that. It's, oh, there's a little bit of green, just gorgeous. And if I wanted to amp up this look for something a little more dramatic, I would go, I keep hitting this stupid bin. I would go in this inner like portion of my eye here and do it there. But because I'm really trying to restrain myself, I'm gonna use this shade from Natasha Denona here, the Fair. That was the shade that I initially set my eye with. And I'm just gonna use that to brighten up this area a little bit. And to line my eyes, I'm going to use this brown shade here. Let's see what this is like as a liner shade. Yeah, that's nice for my blue eyes. You can tell these matte shades are a little more powdery, so I do recommend that if you're going to do your eyes with this palette, either do them before you've done your cream products, or make sure your cream products have been set with a powder so that if you do get any fallout, I don't think I do, but you can just easily wipe it away. I just tight lined my eyes with this Sephora pencil. This is their colorful shadow and liner. It's waterproof, and this is in the shade Purple. It's nice because it stays in my upper waterline really nicely, and it just like gives a little more fullness to my eye. So I highly, highly recommend these because I honestly feel that they are 100% dupes for the Charlotte Tilbury, what are these called? Oh, Color Chameleons. So save yourself on the Charlotte Tilbury and pick up the Sephora ones, especially at 30% off. I do not have a mascara. Nothing came out this year at Sephora that blew me away, so I'm just gonna go in with a tried and true. And for highlighter, you may have guessed the clear winner for me this year was from Fenty. This is their Demi Glows. I have the shade Pretty Pearls. And Too Much. Gorgeous. So I think for this look today, I'm gonna go with the Too Much. And the way I prefer to use this, can you see where I dug my finger into that not too long ago? Oh my God, it breaks my heart. I like to go in with the end of like a damp beauty blender, but the dampness is pretty much gone, and just put it on the high points. I just think it is the most beautiful highlight. It's not glittery, it's not crazy. It's just everything that I want from a highlight. Let's just get the tip of the nose a little bit. Oh my God, we're getting to the end. Okay, for me, lips, I picked out 3 lip liners. This is for formula, so the Fenty Beauty lip liners are incredible. I have 2 shades, but I'm just going to show you this shade, Thugs Blush 2, which is the shade 02. I do need to sharpen this, but I love this shade so much. One of those pretty mauvey roses. From Anastasia Beverly Hills, I just recently found this, and I was immediately in love. This is the shade Dusty Rose, but I love the formula because it lasts incredibly well. For me, that's what I'm looking for in lip liners. I want a long wear. I want it to glide on easily without tugging. And I want, of course, a beautiful shade range. Not to mention, this is squared so it doesn't roll off my table. Mwah. And this one here, to me, I'm considering it new, but it's probably been around. This is also from Sephora collection. This is their, what is it called? Their Rouge Gel Lip Liner, but it's all about the shade for this. This is the shade 01, the Nudist. This is amazing for girls like me who are pasty, and lip liners can sometimes just come off really harsh and wild. This is a beautiful one. But when it came to like overall lip colors, this is the one I've been using nonstop from Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is the Kiss Lip Velvet. Kiss is the shade. This I've been entirely obsessed with because it's kind of like a liquid lip, but it doesn't dry down and make your lips feel matte and crusty. It's the perfect feeling on my lips. It lasts really well. It's not as like bulletproof as a normal liquid lip, but that's fine. I don't care. But I think because of the shade I'm using, I'm going to go with the Anastasia Dusty Rose. Although I have used the other 2 with it. I've actually used most of my lip liners with it. This is so great because it just it's chameleon-like in that it works really well with so many different tones and undertones. All right, let's get the YSL off. I just think this Dusty Rose shade is beautiful. It was probably not new this year, but it was new to me. And now the Lip Velvet in the shade Kiss. You need the tiniest amount. I do it in the center. And after my lips are pressed together, I just dab it. I have probably had this on in the last several videos that I've done. I love it so much. I'm able to get like a nice inner shade here where it's like a little more highlighty, but it blends so beautifully into the lip liners. It feels so good. This shade Kiss is literally everything. But of course we've got to finish off the look. Now, I am in love with the new Makeup by Mario setting spray. It's actually called the Surreal Skin Soft Setting Spray. It's nice because you don't get I don't want to say you don't get a hydrated look. It's not very glowy. It's just very soft looking. So if you like the way your makeup is and you want it to stay exactly the way it is, if you have like the right amount of powder, you're not overly powdery, then this is perfect. If you feel like you have gone crazy powdery, then by all means, go with the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray, because this is what takes away the powderiness. It's also a great setting spray. I've actually used the two of them together when I've gone a little crazy with powders. A light dousing of this to make everything settle and not be powdery. But this here just locks everything in so nicely. All right, let's do this. And did you see that nice light mist? Love. The only thing that I will say with this, I did use it once with a mascara that was not waterproof, and the mascara did transfer. So if you use non-waterproof mascaras, do this before you apply your mascara. This is so dangerous, waving this like colorful wrist around. All right, and here we are with the finished look of all the products that I recommend if you're considering any of these to save some money on at the Sephora Savings Event. I will, of course, leave everything linked in the description box below. And if you are thinking you might pick up any of these, put them in the comments below, because I really want to know what has your interest piqued. All right, you guys, as always, I want to thank you so much for being with me, and I'll see you real soon. Bye-bye.